Wait for it to start. Welcome to Bon Jovi Discussions. Today I have my friend Natalia from Spain, she's been on this podcast before when we did This House Is Not For Sale. And of course, I wanted to find, big diehard fans to talk about this box set with. So Natalia and I, we're going to talk about disc 2 today. Natalia, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Isn't this box set incredible though?
Yeah, it is.
I love how big it is, and the book, and I
Yeah.
could go on and on. Anyway, so just a quick overview on the box set as I did for disc 1. This box set was to celebrate 20 years of the band being together, and ironically, it was also a milestone of the band selling over 100 million records. So they called it 100 million Bon Jovi fans can't be wrong. And it was released in November 2004. And like the title suggests, they kind of did what Elvis did, but he did 50 million fans can't be wrong. So Bon Jovi kind of recreated that. This box set, as John has said, this box set is truly for the diehard fans like us that love. And this is before the digital era too. Nowadays you can go on YouTube or wherever and find any kind of outtake demo, any kind of leak. But back in 2004, YouTube wasn't really around, and a lot of these songs you really didn't hear. So technically, back then, a lot of these songs, like, oh, I never heard that one or this
Yeah.
one, and so it was nice to get a box set full of that stuff. What do you think about the box set?
One of my favorite albums, and I remember when they released this album, some of the songs, it's like an album. You think some of the songs you realize there are some songs that deserve to be on an album, like like Starting All Over Again or others kind of songs. And it's really, really, really special. And I think for the fans like us, die-hard fans, it's like a special gift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I love very much the lines John wrote in the book. When I remember when he wrote something like, I don't remember exactly, but something like, I was so focused on do it, do it, do it, and I wasn't creating memories or something like that.
Yeah,
And it's important too. Yeah.
exactly. So let me ask you, when this box set came out in November of 2004, what's
Yep.
your memory of getting this box set and listening to all these songs for the first time?
Wow. I was in the university, I remember, and it was expensive in that moment because we were very young, and in that moment, yeah, tickets for shows also were a bit cheaper than now. So it was something like 80 euros or something like that, I think. So I ordered for Christmas this album, and the feeling when I was listening was like magic.
Hmm. Well, my story is kind of similar to yours with the whole Christmas thing. I remember I was 8 years old. I was this tall. Just kidding. I was this tall.
Really
And,
young.
and my dad had asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I was a fan. Or no, I was 11 years old. I became a fan when I was 8. So 2004, I would have been 11. And
Yeah.
my dad asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I said I want the new box set that's coming out because I saw it on BonJovi.com and they were promoting it. And my dad said, okay, well, that's going to be your big gift for Christmas. And so I remember, and so I got crushed on the first day. I got bounced on the 119 on the first day, bounced on the first day. The stuff feels right on the first day. So I had to keep that tradition going. I said, Dad, I got to at least see it and get it on the first day, even though Christmas was a month away.
Yeah.
So he took me to Kmart. I don't know if Kmart's a thing over in Spain, but here it used to be. Now Kmart's a thing in the past.
Yeah.
But like you said, it was expensive. And I remember this box set being, $75. And
Yeah.
now you can go to like any record store and find it for $10. But anyway, so my dad got it for me, and I begged my dad to look inside, because it was still in Saran wrap. And he said, "I'll make you a deal. if you do this such and such tour today, I'll let you open it up, listen to one CD, but you have to give it back until Christmas. So I remember I put in disc 3, and obviously that starts with the Edge of a Broken Heart, and I fell in love with it. And so when I had to give my dad the box set back for him to wrap up and put under the tree and forget what it was for a month, I couldn't wait for Christmas Day to open this back up. And it was actually it was the gift I'd find under the tree to open up and just say, hey.
Yeah.
So that's my memory. But, Christmas Day, when I was listening to each CD, I was blown away by it. And I was still, a young, 11-year-old kid and stuff. And, I pretty at that time, I knew everything pre 2004, but it was magical. But
Yeah, the war is magical, yeah, and also because it's a 4 CD, so it's very long, and
mhm.
you have to listen, not like when you listen to one CD that is 1 hour or something like that, but you have to listen and listen again
Yep,
because you have to stop, yeah, and listen again other song, and then you forget that song, come again, and it's like a, I don't know, like a letting go, like a magic, yeah,
exactly. And there's some songs on this box set too that you just cringe and say, why didn't this make the album? Like songs
yeah,
like You Dead or Starting All Over Again, just all those different songs. And you're like, this could have made the album. This could
yeah,
have been a hit.
yeah.
And it's just kind of like a forgotten track put to the side.
And
But
in every CD, there is more than 3, 4 songs that you think, why is not in a CD?
exactly. But at least we have it now.
Yeah, yeah,
So let's get started. We're doing disc 2 today, so we'll go in order, obviously. So the first track is Garageland, and it was written for Crush. It was actually one of the very early songs that John and Richie had written. Um, this was written by John and Richie in New York City, by the way, at John's apartment. Um, this
yeah,
whole song is, I think it's pretty explanatory. It's about kind of like where they've been and where they were going, because to think, Crush was a new era for the band. It was
yeah,
pretty much kind of make it or break it, of the continuation of the band. And thankfully, with It's My Life and Crush, it started a whole new legion of fans. I'm a prime example. And so Garage then kind of looks at that, where they were and where they're going. So obviously they had to go into a new direction. I think this is also when they were going more pop, more and more
yeah,
pop sound, which is great. Um, and I also think it's about just a band coming and growing together. Like just being, starting out and going through those trials of being successful and all that.
yeah.
Uh, what's your whole view of the song? What do you like about it?
Well, I think this song is very good to start a CD like that. And, even the sounds and everything, it's like powerful.
Hmm.
And about the beginning, I think it's what you said. It's like the band, where they've been and where they are going now. And to me, it's also connecting to the fans and to the feelings you have when you love a band and the music and the feelings they make you feel.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, like immortality or I don't know, something like that.
My two favorite parts of this song is how it kind of start. Like you were just saying about how it kind of starts the album and how it's a great song to start it. I love how slow and easy. You just have Richie doing a slow guitar, and then John's singing easily, and then right after the verse, it gets into a heavy pre-chorus, and then you get the whole band in, and then I also really love the na 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 na. Na. I love that. That's like that's the hook of the song right there. Is the na 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 na.
Yeah.
I love that part. And it's funny. This song actually had to grow on me over the years. When I was a kid getting this box set, Garageland was actually one of my least favorites on the box set. I liked it, but it was one of my least favorites. Now I'd probably say it's in the middle percentile of what I like from this box set. I enjoy it now, and I know they've done it live a few times, during the Circle tour. And I
Yeah,
think that's what made me like it a little more, was that.
yeah. I think it's good for live shows, yeah. And I also like it very much when they say that you have wings on your feet and you feel like a king. I think
Mhm.
it's I like very very much.
That's my favorite. And that was gonna be my next question to you. My favorite part, or lyric, is probably the first verse, because it just starts about, how that a band starting to grow together, like talking about the cheap bass or the crash of the drums, and yeah, you love that. Let's go to the next track. The next one is Starting All Over Again, which this one is actually one of my favorite outtakes, and this is one of those songs that say this should have been on the album. So this song was
Exactly,
written
yeah.
by John. This song was supposed to be written by John Ritchie and Desmond Child for the Keep the Faith album. There's actually an alternative version of this outtake on, I think, the Japan version. Um,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, and just like Taking It Back, which is on the disc one, this song is all about starting all over again. So you and I both know, most people watching this, but just in case, Keep the Faith was kind of like a new era for the band after them going through, the debut 1700 Slippery, New Jersey, nonstop from '83 to '90, and then John doing Blaze of Glory and stuff. They were very burnt out after the New Jersey tour, and John and the band kind of lost that passion for music and why they were doing what they were doing, and starting all over again. That whole meeting was about them redoing what they were known for, going back at it, but with new management, new style, and a new era for the band.
Yeah,
And finding that passion, and I think it's also about reconnecting with fans as well. Like, let's continue our journey together, and at our pace, pretty much. So I think it's good, and I think one of the greatest things about this song is John's vocals. John's
yeah.
vocals on this blows me away. It's unbelievable. What's your view on the song?
Oh, I love this song very much. I think it's one of these songs that, as you say, this deserve to be in a record. And to me, it talks about the same meaning that for you. I think I read sometimes that maybe it talks about kind of relation, romance, or friends relation, or something like that. And it's when you have a break or something, and then you restart and find the light or the beautiful thing. But to me, it talks more. It's this meaning, but applies to the band and to the fans. Like, here we are. This is our trip, our journey, and let's just do it again and enjoy again.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. Another great thing I really like about this song too is that guitar intro, and
Yeah,
then Tico's drive on the drums. I just love the way he plays those drums.
yeah,
The chorus is so, I always when I listen to the chorus, I always picture like a sound check for some reason. Like just John standing there singing it, and um, I don't know, it has a good drive to it. What's your favorite lyric?
I think here's the part where they say, "Here's to an old friend who helped us to get by. Here's to the dreamers, may never dreams die." This is maybe my favorite lines.
You took my line. You took it. That's my favorite too. But it's true though.
Yeah,
That whole, here's to the dreamers, may dreams never die. If we believe we can all keep the good times alive, and that's exactly what I think the song is about, is just reconnecting and being a
yeah,
band again, and just keeping the good times alive if they believe. So
yeah,
yeah, I could go on. It's a great song. Let's go to the next one. Maybe Someday. This is written by John, and I believe Richard also wrote it too. And it was written for Crush. The beautiful ballad. Um, when I was younger, I used to love this song a lot. As I'm older now, I still enjoy it, but it's not one of my go-tos anymore. And I'm not sure if you know this, but I'm a sucker for ballads. So, but the song, it's beautiful. I think it's just looking back at a lost relationship,
yeah,
and understanding that the relationship that you had you weren't in the right time and place to have that relationship, so you're also hopeful that maybe someday, as the title suggests,
Yeah.
you'll be back together with that person. Yeah. What's your view on it?
So I like this song, but I didn't listen to this song too much. But I'm rediscovering now, and I'm realizing that it's a very good song. And I don't know, it's a bit like sad and homesick, maybe like a relation that ends, and who knows, maybe someday. But I think the magic of the song, it's the two voices together, John and Ruthie,
Mm-hmm.
in the chorus. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah. And those verses are so heartbreaking too. Like my one of my favorite lines is, "Oh, how's it go?" And I don't know how a heart beats, but I sure know how one breaks. But
Yeah,
my favorite line though is, "They say that nothing lasts forever, but we know our two hearts beat together. And though you're far away, every night that I pray, maybe someday." I love that line. That's such a powerful bridge too. I love it. What's your favorite line?
how can I forget your every tear that I cry?
And the way that John sings that part too is so good. It adds that emotion to the song.
And
Uh,
it's much with a crush feeling like it's a mystery and mystery train. The sounds and I don't know, the music reminds me to that all those kind of songs.
oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. I could definitely, and maybe that's why it was an outtake, because like Mystery Train and She's a Mystery kind of replaced maybe someday. I can see why it was an outtake. I still enjoy it, but I think it was better as an outtake.
Yeah. It's a good song, but it's yes, definitely yeah, for me
Yep.
too.
The next one is The Fire Inside, and it was written by John. Oh, I skipped The Last Chance Train. Well, we'll go back to Last Chance Train. So Fire Inside was written by John, and it was for Keep the Faith album. This song, I don't know why I didn't appreciate this song more when I was younger. Now I do. It's one of those songs that it's just an acoustic guitar, and I think there's quite a few different demos for this song too, if I'm not mistaken. And I think we got the original demo of it when John was just writing it, and it was just
Hmm.
him and a guitar. And I think
Yep.
Richie also plays guitar on the recording too. But the vocals are just incredible, especially in that chorus when he's screaming the fire inside. I get like even talking about it, I get chilled because it's so good. Those are one of the songs that people were like, "Well, John Bon Jovi's not a good singer," which we know is not true. But "The Fire Inside" would be one of those songs that I throw in their face and I say, "You listen to this because you listen to it and you tell me he's not a good singer."
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
What's what? So what? How do you? What's your view on the song?
I love it, and I love from the first time, and maybe because John voice, as you said, it's like deep and broken, and I love this kind of a style when I think when he sings like that in that kind of voice,
Hmm.
it's when you are the good singer he is, and you can feel here in that song. It's just incredible, and when he screams "fire inside," it's just like magic.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly. And I think the whole meaning behind it is it's kind of just like taking it back and starting all over again, which we're both in for Keep the Faith. It's about finding that hunger and that passion
yeah,
to be back into the music industry. And and obviously it's about the bitterness towards the record business. Um,
yeah,
and if I'm not mistaken, there was an interview somewhere, I think Keep the Faith era, and John was talking about writing The Fire Inside. And he said he really wanted to put that on the album, but he knew that the anger and the bitterness he had towards the record company, he knew it wasn't a good idea to put it on. And that's why it was taken off. But he wanted to put it on, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. I didn't remember, but maybe I think it's he talked about this song. Yeah,
Yeah, I would have
Yeah,
taken If I Was Your Mother off and put. They should just done a double album, to be honest, because you got Taking It Back, starting all over again. Why Aren't You Dead? Fire. They should just done a double album. Uh, my favorite lyric is "You can escape a pouring rain. You can run for shelter in a hurricane." I love that line. You know.
that maybe my favorite, and also tonight I run and need no sleep. When it feels this good, you are in too deep. Yeah,
Oh, I love that one. That one's almost my favorite, but I have to go with the pouring rain and shelter and all that. Next one is Last Chance Train. This was written by John and Mark Hudson. I don't know if it was. I know it was around 1994 it was recorded. Whether it was pre-Crossroads or For These Days, I like to say it was For These Days. But this song is I enjoy. I think it's all about looking back in a relationship and trying to rekindle an old flame now. You're desperate to rekindle things now, and I think it's also a song about regret. You know, looking back and looking at the things that you've done wrong, and just figuring out how to be better.
yeah, yeah. I think it's this song. It's another one like maybe something similar to maybe Someday, like a bit homesick and sad, and like about romance that you lost maybe, or like old days, and when you're feeling like a bit sad and bittersweet maybe.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And John's vocals on this are really good too. I think the chorus is what is so catchy about this song, you know, especially like when you gotta meet me tonight. You know, you have John Ritchie singing together that part, and then John, I'm on a last chance train. You know, I love that. What's your favorite line in the song?
I think sitting here I smoke my 19 cigarette. Now all that's left are ashes, butts and my regrets. It's your taste that I can just forget.
Yeah, I love that was actually gonna be my favorite too. I think that's the bridge, right? I believe.
Yeah, I
I
think so.
Yeah. Mine is you try to reach me, but I've sailed away. You try to read me, but my words got in the way. The music's over, but the dance has just begun.
Yeah, that's very beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Next one is Every Beat of My Heart, which was written by John and Richie during the Keep the Faith era. When you listen to it, it doesn't sound like Keep the Faith, John. It sounds more like Crush, John, you know? Or Bounce John. But yeah, it was written back during Keep the Faith, and I think this is like a true love song. It's kind of like another "I'll be there for you" type thing, you know. And it's the importance of your significant other. And I have a feeling this song was kind of written when John was away from home because you sense that you know it's obviously about him being away from Dorothea and
Yeah.
just missing her, and you know she has his heart. And so I don't think it's really a breakup song. I think it's just more about being away from your significant other and just missing them, wanting to come home to them. I think the harmony with John and Richie too is really special in this song. The way that they kind of harmonize together is really special.
Yeah.
What's your view on the song?
I think it's a true love song, like you said, and for me the best part of the song is when John and Richie are singing together. Yeah, and I like this song, but not my favorite of this CD. Like no, no, I don't know. It's like something that I miss something. I don't know what, but it's like I miss something in that song. But it's a good song. Yeah.
I feel the exact same way. I feel like this song is good, but it's missing a special something to add it to. Like you feel like the song is like 90. I'm not. I don't think it's a demo. I think it's the actual
Don't
finished
remember.
because they did finish this song. Let me see here. No, yeah, it's unreleased. But I feel like it's 95% completed, but there's a 5% that just it needed to add something to the song to complete it, you know, a special oomph to it. But maybe
Yeah.
that's an unreleased track. My favorite line is, "It's the way that smile fits on your lips, the way you hold me tight." I love that
Yeah.
kind of imagery of in
Yeah.
that song, that part. Chorus, I think, is also the best part of the song too. Every beat of my,
Yeah.
let's go to the next one. The next one is a really fun song, and this one has always been one of my favorites on the box set. "Rich Man Living in a Poor Man's House." It
Yeah.
was written by John and Dave Stewart, and it was written for Crush.
Yep.
And I think it's such a fun song, but it also has such a strong analogy. So when you put the title, "The Rich Man Living in a Poor Man's House," so obviously it's not this multi-millionaire living in a little house. It's rich man, I think, stands for. Okay, let me go back to. I'll go to the meaning. So the meaning of the song, I think, is about just everyday Joe Schmo waking up, having the same exact thing. You got to go to get up, go to work, come home, do whatever needs to be done around the house. But he gets to be with his family at the end of the day, and that's what pulls him through is his family. So just a hardworking man down on his luck, but he's still happy with his life because of his family. So rich man, that
Yeah.
part I think stands for his family. That's what makes him rich inside. And then living in a poor man's house is the struggles that everyday Joe Schmo goes through. So
Yeah.
if you look at the lyrics, listen to the song, it's beautifully written. And it's a great analogy, and it's one of those songs that you wish got more recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your view on that? I know I kind of went a little passionate about it because I think it's just so beautifully written. What's your view on the
Yeah.
song?
I like very much this song, and it reminds a bit like 60 music. The rock in that area in the 60s and so. But the meaning, for me, it's very special, and it's like a very Bon Jovi lyric. One of those lyrics you think John wrote this because it's like a kind of optimism and realism. For me, it's like you say, it's just the story of a common man, like working, keeping family safe, and all of those. But he's happy and he's plenty of I don't know, healthy mind
Hmm.
because he has the most important, that it's his family and his love. So yeah, it's like a very very the Bon Jovi feeling.
Yeah. Now after this chat, I think I'm gonna listen to this song over and over today. I love it. It's
Yeah,
good.
I love it. Yeah.
My favorite part of the song is the second verse. Every night at home feels like it's Christmas Eve. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that line and
Yeah.
the whole second verse and the way that he sings the verses, the whole song, but the verses too has such a good drive to it.
Yeah.
Um, I truly think they should have been on the Crush album.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people would have been confused. Especially like the critics. People are like, "What is this song about?" Fans like you and I will delve into the song and just what's what I'm looking for. Just pull every aspect of the song and learn it and
Yeah.
describe it and say what's so it's a good outtake and it's one of my favorites on the box set. I
Yeah.
could go
Yeah.
on. I love it. Do you have a favorite line of the song?
Yeah. Some men live for money, some men live for work, but it's real men, richer men who knows what's love for. And
I
it's
love that's my
yeah.
favorite line. That's my favorite line now because that's true. It's absolutely true.
Yeah, that's the truth, and it's also not just because the line that it's the truth, but that Tico is fantastic.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and
And
it's like an incredible moment. Yeah.
I also love the way that they um saying "rich man living in a poor man's house" over and over at the end, and you're like, when is this? Not that you want it to end, but you're like, okay, we get the point. I love it though. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. The next one is "One That Got Away," and it was written by John and Richie, and it was for Crush. I think it was one of the early songs too, because they wrote this for a movie called what's it called? Message in a Bottle, I think. I think that's
I
what it
think,
was called.
yeah.
And the sad part is the movie didn't take it. They didn't want it.
Yeah,
And you
but
listen to the song, you're like, first of all, how do you turn away a Bon Jovi song? For
yeah,
a movie, and you gotta think this is around the era too when John was just did a bunch of movies, and he wrote for Ed TV with Real Life, and
yeah,
then he wrote One That Got Away from Message in the Bottle, Good Guys Don't Always Wear White, all those songs. And but it's still a really good song. I remember there's an interview somewhere where John and Richie Bowe said that they really loved this song, wish they had put it on the album.
yeah,
Um, I think the whole song is about just uh, looking at a moment in time and kind of knowing that something like a relationship per se could have
yeah,
gone differently. Like that, like the song kind of looks at a moment in time with when you spend a day with someone and you have such a great time and you think it's going to go somewhere, but it doesn't. And you look
yeah,
back at that day and think, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Like things could have actually happened if things went differently.
yeah.
Yeah. So what's your view on the song?
Well, to me, this is a great love song, one of the best I think in this second album. And for me, the meaning it's like yeah, like the things you can't miss if you really love someone or something like that. Yeah, like take the risk and the one you get away, you that got away. Yeah,
Yeah. What's your
yeah.
favorite line?
I'll be your hero and you'll be the one who got away. Really, when I listen to that part, I always cry. Yeah,
That's mine, and then this is a heartbreaking one too. I asked you to dance. You said there's no radio. I got up real slow, sang real low. When I was melting in your arms, I had to let you go. And like I said, it's a very heartbreaking line when he sings, "When I was melting in your arms, you know,
yeah,
falling in love, I had to
yeah,
let you go." And that sums up the one that got away. Um, I love the emotional chorus in the song. I think the guitar is beautiful,
yeah.
and it's one of those great slow ballads. And I tell you, it's one of those songs I listen to, and it just makes me want to go hug my wife a little bit. Just
Yeah.
she's not the one that got away. I know it's weird to say that, but it's true.
No,
Uh,
it's beautiful. Yeah.
it's good. Next one is "You Can Sleep While I Dream." It was another song written for Crush. When I was talking about disc one with Mike the other day, we talked about like almost all the songs on disc one were meant for Keep the Faith. And now on disc two, it feels like every song was written for Crush. Um, but anyway, so You Can Sleep While I Dream was written for Crush. It was written by John, Mark Hudson, and I always forget his name, Dean Huskell, or Grackle, or something like that. Something like that. Um, eh, I think the meaning of the song is much better than how the song actually sounds. I feel like it's one of those songs that was never completely finished, or it doesn't really have that oomph to it. It's still a great song. I enjoy it. The meaning, I think, is all about just achieving your dreams, not stopping at anything, even with everyone being a disbeliever, negative, and just achieving your dreams despite the obstacles. So it has a great message to the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, you froze. Can you hear me?
Now, yes.
Okay. So did you miss what I just said?
No, I listen. I listen. Not the
Okay.
whole thing, but I took. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So what is your view on the song?
I think this song it's also why Bon Jovi write these optimism lyrics and so powerful. It's like some people stay like sleeping, and you have to really fight for your dreams and the things you want. Reminds me a bit to All I Want Is Everything.
Oh yes,
The
yes, yes.
meaning.
Yeah, exactly.
It's something like that. Yeah.
And as the title suggests too, you can sleep while I dream. So I think that's like saying to the non-believers, okay, for example, let's
Yeah.
use let's use 1983 John Bon Jovi. Even though this was written for Crush,
Yeah.
let's use 1983 John Bon Jovi. When he wanted to be a rock star and blah, blah, blah. And everyone would say, no, there's no way that's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And so that's pretty much saying, well, you can sleep, which means you cannot believe while I dream. If you don't believe it, I'm going to believe it, So it doesn't matter if you believe me or not, I'm
Yeah.
still going to achieve my dream. So you can sleep and not believe in me, and I'll keep dreaming, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's also good to listen because sometimes even you are like that kind of optimism or a kind of person that fight for things, but some days you are like a wolf. And to me, it's very good to listen because it reminds me to be powerful. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And my
Yeah.
favorite line is the hey, 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 this one's for the dreamers. Hey, 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 doubt and disbelievers, get out of my way. I bend, but I ain't breaking. Scared, but I ain't shaking. You can sleep while I dream. And so obviously this was written for Crush. But if you notice in this part of the chorus, like in It's My Life in the bridge, when he sings, don't bend, don't break, don't back down. Well, in this song too, when he sings, I bend, but I ain't breaking, so just a
Yeah.
little It's My Life reference, or maybe this was written before It's My Life, who knows? But I like the two don't bend, don't break references, So I thought that
Yeah.
was kind of unique. What's your favorite line of the song?
That the part you say, it's like very easy to connect with that, the hey, hey, hey. But also when they sing, some people see things as they are and ask why. I dream things that never were. I took my shot and I say why not.
Yeah, I like that one too. It's a good song though. Let's go to the
Yeah.
next one. Outlaws of Love. This one's hard to determine because John kind of forgot about this song, and I think it's pre 1986 because I know somewhere John said that they were kind of it was kind of like a precursor to Wanted and Stick to Your Guns and that whole Blaze of Glory album. So it has like that cowboyish vibe to it. It was written by John and Richie. Um, I think it's all about, as the title suggests, outlaws of love, not being accepted as a couple. No matter who you're with, no one accepts you guys being together, and not having the support,
Yeah.
and then running away and being married. The whole running away I think ties into the whole cowboy thing, but run taking off and going your own way
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So it's beautifully written. I can see why it was an outtake. Um, I think the guitar in the song is really good. I really like Richie's riffs on the guitar, and you can kind of tell it's definitely an early song because had a different type of guitar vibe in pre-Slippery, and I think this is where one of those songs kind of fall into.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the song? Just so you know, you're like
I
your
think
screen is frozen right now, and I can just hear you. But we'll keep recording. I'm not sure why it's frozen on my end. Um,
okay. I see you. I see you, and I see you clear.
um, yeah. Anyway, we'll keep talking.
Okay.
Uh,
My thoughts about the song, it's a kind of love relation that has no support from, I don't know, family or whatever. They decide to stay together, stay strong, and to me it's like also, I don't know, bitter, because even in the song they talk about the future, and that hopefully maybe in the future they will keep strong.
yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my favorite part of the line is they'll never see what you are to me, all that I want, all that I believe, and then it leads into the chorus, and I think that was beautiful. If this song is truly pre 1986, which I think it is, I think this is probably one of the best written songs John had written before Slippery.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say about that one. Do you have anything you want to say about that track still?
No, it's okay. It's fine.
Okay. Well, the next one's a really fun one. Good Guys Don't Always Wear
Yeah.
White. And this is obviously a diehard fan favorite. It was written, I
Yeah.
think, right after Crossroads because they were writing for a movie called The Cowboy Way. And it was written by John Ritchie. And I remember the movie, John said in an interview somewhere that the movie wanted something that was fast and upbeat and loud. And obviously, you hear the song and it's just like that. I like
Yeah.
the great intro too. The 2, 3, 4, and then it starts. Um, Chico's phenomenal in this song too. Um,
Yeah.
the meaning of this song is kind of, you could look at the lyrics of this song and interpret it in a lot of different ways. The way that I kind of look at it is that doing things that aren't accepted. You know, kind of like I feel like John was like in a blaze of glory type mood because you listen to this
Yeah.
song, even though it was 5 years later, you still look back and think, sounds like something that could have been on Blaze of Glory," but
Yeah.
it obviously wasn't because it was written in '94. But so I get a lot of Blaze of Glory vibes. I think it's just all about just being an outlaw, and so I think he was kind of like writing about Billy the Kid or himself and stuff like that. But what's your take on the song?
Well, it's one of my favorites, and from the beginning, as you say, you know, and also Tico and Richie are fantastic. And the meaning, I think it's like thinking and acting like a bit outlaw and doing things maybe don't accept or something like that by social and political, maybe, don't know.
Say that last part again.
Yeah, like the meaning, I think it's like belong to something that you act and you think in a mood that it's not like accept or political or social acceptance,
Okay.
something like that.
That makes sense. That's a good view of the, yeah. I could see that. That's why the song is open to so much interpretation because it's hard to kind of narrow down
Yeah,
what it's about. Um, my
yeah,
favorite line is, "If you cut me, don't I bleed just like you? You know that I do." You know, I love that line. Do you
yeah.
have a favorite line?
Yeah, I no apologize just because I don't look like you, talk like you, think like you.
Oh, I love, and the way that he delivers that part of the song too. I love it. Uh, you know what?
Yeah,
You know what surprises me too is they actually performed this. I forget. I think it was MTV Music Awards or something. They were trying to promote the song for the movie because the movie was just coming out. But that award performance,
yeah,
you know, there's a lot of songs on here that you wish that you could see, like "Edge of a Broken Heart," for example. I wish we could see the band do that live once. So it's really
yeah,
nice to see at least one of these deeper outtake songs being performed. And I thought it was performed very well, you know.
absolutely, yeah,
Um, and one last thing to the about the song is, the back end vocals when Richie goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," and then the ending too.
yeah,
The way the outro of the song, it's so beautifully composed, and I love it.
yeah. And
So
the video, it's fantastic too. It's like very funny.
yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's like it's like the view of the driver's seat of a tour bus, and you see the band in the window, right? I haven't seen it in a long time, but I do remember it. Um, the
Yeah,
next track, and this is the last track of the box set, is "We Rule the Night."
yeah,
This is definitely an early song. You could just tell by how the band sounds, John's vocals. It's definitely a pre-Slippery song written by John Ritchie. John, I think he says it on the box set DVD. He doesn't remember writing this one. Um, I don't think this is probably one of my least favorite songs. I don't mind it. I like it for what it is, but I think it's one of those songs that I don't think it was ever completely finished, and it just doesn't really come together very well. It doesn't. Maybe it just doesn't add that umph to it, and that. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I think, yeah, I like the song. It's one of the another area, I think. And this second CD, it's like we were talking about like a homesick and like another kind of music. And to me, it's like doesn't match at all with this kind of style.
Say that very last part. You were breaking up a little bit.
Really, me? Do you want to repeat?
I can hear you now. I didn't catch that last part.
Okay, yeah, yeah. That the kind of music. It's like also the John's voice, John's styles. It's like doesn't match at all with the meaning and the context of the album, because it's like the whole album. It's like we were talking about homesick and other kind of style and music, and it's like I don't know. It's a good song and I like it, but like doesn't match at all with the CD
No,
for
yeah.
me.
I'm glad that we do have, because if you look at we don't have any outtakes from New Jersey on this box set or these days. Well, we
Yeah,
kind of have a few outtakes from these days, but there's no outtakes from New Jersey on this box. And this is before we got that special 2014 box set. So it kind of upsets me a little bit that there's no New Jersey outtakes, but I'm glad we at least have a couple from the debut in 7800. But like I said,
yeah.
I think Reroll the Night just was one of those songs that wasn't going anywhere, and didn't. I can see why it was an outtake. And as far as the meaning goes, who knows? I don't think I truly know what it's about. I don't think I ever will. I think it's when he sings "We Roll the Night," I think about them just being a band starting out and trying to find their place in the world. Other than that, I have no idea what the song is about, and I don't even have a favorite lyric.
Yeah,
It's one of those songs that just doesn't do anything for me, really.
yeah. I don't have a favorite lyric. I think it's it's a good song, and but just like one more.
Yeah, it is what it
Yeah,
is. That's why
yeah,
that's why I tell my wife sometimes when we're listening to this box set and she goes, "What's this?" And I go, "It's an outtake. It is what it is." And that's it. But
exactly. Yeah, or maybe if they choose at the beginning of the CD or something, use it different. But it's like don't know, like it's the last song, and it's like doesn't match to me with the spirit of the CD. But don't know,
yeah,
just
exactly.
my view. Yeah.
So out of all the songs that we talked about today, which one's your absolute favorite from disc two?
My absolutely favorite. Well, I think Good Guys.
Good Guys. Okay. I was gonna think you were gonna say like Outlaws of Love or uh, the one that got away.
Yeah, that's probably my second on in high competition with Good Guys.
Mine would be Starting All Over Again. I think that's I think John's vocals really get me on that one. Next and last question: what is your absolute favorite on this whole box set, the entire box set?
In the whole box,
The
that's
whole box.
difficult. Wow.
Okay, I'll make it
Mm,
easier because I couldn't narrow it down to one either. Let me hear your top three.
Okay, maybe I think Open All Night.
Okay, number two.
Yeah.
What
Um,
your second and third one?
Number two, Lonely at the Top.
Oh, okay. I wasn't seeing that one coming. Okay, and your third?
The Radio Saved My Life Tonight.
Oh, okay. I could have guessed that one was coming. Okay. Now, if all three of those songs were drowning, which one would you say first? If only one of those songs could be heard in What would you? Which one would you save?
Lonely at the Top.
Really? Okay. I'd have figured you would say radio. Okay. My top three has to be Edge of a Broken Heart, Real Life, and the third is tough. I'd probably say Why Aren't You Dead would be my third favorite on it. Or yeah, right. My three could change, but I know my first two, Real Life and Edge of a Broken Heart, my absolute favorites on this box set. So
Yeah, but it's absolutely difficult to choose.
exactly. So well,
Yeah.
anyway, Natalia, it's always great talking with you, whether it's we're talking on Skype or if we're talking through Messenger or if we're, just tweeting at each other. It's always a blast to talk to you, and I'm glad that you could come on. We could talk about this box set together. So, um, but anyway, I wish you health, and I hope you're doing well, and I'm sure we'll be in touch. Okay.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We'll see you, Natalia.